Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today I have the final of the trifecta of the 3 Gideon optics that I have. One was the Rock, the first one. Second one was the Judge. Third one is the Mediator. This is a closed emitter pistol and rifle optic. Let's get into it. All right, for full transparency, I am an affiliate of Gideon Optics. They did send all 3 of them out to me. I'm still using all 3. I'm still using the other 2. I haven't finished the review on this one, but they have been really good optics. The relationship I have with Gideon does not affect my review. And there's actually a couple things about this one that I would probably change. I've talked to Gideon about those things, so let's get into them. So before we do that, if you like this sort of content, please hit the like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to hit all notifications. That way you can get more videos from me if YouTube happens to do their job. And since YouTube rarely does their job, and by that I mean putting videos into the algorithm and in front of you where they belong, you can also go to rttgunsgear.com, my website, and sign up for the newsletter. It is completely free to do so. All you got to do is put your email in, and then you will get deals and sales emails from me and my new videos emailed directly to you, so you know you get them. If you happen to do that, be sure to check your spam folder because sometimes they end up there. With that said, let's get into the Gideon Mediator. All right, so before we get into what I like and don't like about this particular optic, let's get a few specs out of the way. 7075 T6 aluminum housing, which means it is plenty durable and strong enough. And before anybody says anything, yes, this does look like much like a couple other closed emitter optics. This is a overseas made optic. There has been other videos out there that have talked about this here lately, as well as I think it was Maroon Gun Memes that made some posts about copycat optics. So just the elephant in the room, this does very much look like some other optics out there. However, it is built to Gideon's specs and they hold, in my opinion, pretty good specs as far as their optics go. A lot of overseas made optics are 60-61 instead of 70-75, things like that. The glass clarity in this one is very, very nice. It's super clear. I don't see any noticeable notch filter. I don't see any noticeable green or blue hue in it. The window size is 16 millimeter, which is probably its biggest downfall if you do not have very good recoil mitigation skills, meaning that you may lose the dot during recoil versus something with a little bit bigger window. And I can show you here the difference in the Rock, the Mediator, and even a Holosun, just to kind of give you an idea of what the window size is. Now, a small window size is not uncommon for a optic of this style. Closed emitter optics tend to have a little bit smaller window because they need to build all this body up around it. Now, it is IPX7 rated, which means it's plenty waterproof. Of course, being closed emitter, that is one of the benefits of a closed emitter optics, is debris and water doesn't get in on your emitter and mess up the window or mess up your reticle and ability to shoot. Now, as far as the reticle goes, it is a 3 reticle optic, meaning it has a 3 MOA dot, a 38 MOA circle, segmented circle dot, and a segmented 38 millimeter circle, or 38 MOA circle. I've Honestly, I've only used it with the circle dot because I do like circle dots, and it's not too busy in the window. It probably takes up an entire third, maybe even half of the window. So it's plenty big enough in there. Again, the 16mm window does make it a little bit so that if you have a hard time with recoil, you may have a hard time tracking that circle dot or dot. However, if you are inputting your proper fundamentals, you're not going to have a problem at all. I don't have an issue, so there's that. Now, as you can see, I have it mounted on this AIM Surplus slide, and it is mounted with a Strike Industries Acro plate, because this has an Acro footprint, which is a very common footprint and easy to find mounts for. This is an RMR to Acro plate, not an MOS to Acro. Gideon does sell an MOS to Acro plate, but again, this is an RMR cut slide, so I had to go to Strike Industries to get this. So I mentioned how clear the glass is, how clear the windows are. It also has 33-yard parallax, which means that for a pistol optic, 33 yards is plenty. If you have it on a rifle, it's a little short, but if you're rocking it on a pistol, which I think most people probably would, if you're rocking it on a pistol, 33-yard parallax free is plenty good enough. I don't get any fisheye warping or wobbling around the edge or throughout the window. And the reticle itself is very crisp, albeit not very bright. And that's the first point we're going to get into, is my experience with this optic is that it could use 1 or 2 more brightness levels. Now, it is perfectly usable against darker backgrounds, but when you get into white or very light backgrounds, it does tend to wash out in this bright Arizona sun. If the sun is actually coming in at you, it washes out very, very badly. However, in most circumstances, if you have this on like a home defense gun, especially if you're using it at night or something like that, I don't have an issue with the brightness. However, its brightest setting in the brightest part of the day on a light background, it does wash out quite a bit. Now, for brightness settings, it does have 2 night vision settings as well. I've not been able to test those because I don't own any night vision yet, and the brightness levels are controlled with a plus and minus soft touch pad on the side here. Now, the windage and elevation are exposed, albeit set into the body of the optic, but there also isn't like a crown that goes up over top of the screw head itself, the adjustment head itself. So I've already done 1 torture test with this, my standard drop test as it were. I did it on a rifle, and now we will do it today with this pistol. On the rifle, at 50 yards, after dropping it on each side and on the top of the optic, at 50 yards, it shifted 3 to 4 inches low right. And I don't quite know exactly why. Now, the rifle riser that comes with this, if I recall correctly, talking to Mike from Gideon, is 6061 aluminum. So 6061 being a little bit softer, has the ability to bend, and the rifle riser that comes with this has little short legs on it, not a solid body. So that's a possibility. The other possibility is that the riser itself has no recoil lugs in it. The Acro footprint has a big recoil lug in it, so it was not the interface from the optic to the riser, but maybe from the riser to the pick rail. Either way, I don't know, but I went ahead and stuck it on this pistol because I want to do it over again on a more solid platform, being directly mounted to this slide like this, and to see if it is the reticle that bumped loose or changed zero, or if it was the riser or lack of a recoil lug that was the culprit. All right, so we're going to do that right now. I am here at 10 yards from my target. I have 11 rounds loaded up. I'll shoot 5, eject a live round, strip the mag, do the drop test, reload the mag, 5 more rounds. So let's see what that looks like. It is still on. Let's go check it out. So as you can see here, man, I had a couple flyers, but so there hasn't been a problem with the loss of zero, which sort of leads me to believe that it was either the softer riser, the softer aluminum riser, or possibly the lack of a recoil lug that caused the shift to zero on a rifle. Now, to be completely fair about the rifle part, shifting zero, under normal use, I had zero shift. Zero shift of zero, zero shift of zero under normal use, meaning that I shot about 500 or 700 rounds through this and I had zero point of aim, point of impact shift. It wasn't until I dropped a 7-pound rifle on top of it that I had any issues. So for a pistol optic, I think that with the exception of some brightness issues that I have with this, I think it's a very capable optic, and it's made by a great company, which accounts for something in my book. So I would like to thank Gideon for sending those out to me. I would like to thank you for your support out there. If you want to see more videos from me, you can sign up to that email list. Also, you can hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome if you did so. Leave a comment down below. I appreciate everybody's support out there, and we'll talk to you later.